Oh God, not the Christmas one! What did I do? I did it again! Son of a bitch! What the hell? No! No, I hit the wrong button! It's not even December yet!
This video is not intended for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Valhalla! And good morning, sit room! Marketing draws! The wrench of wrenches, Chris Persia! Not the infinitely tired Gun Bunny! Welcome to the Week in Review! Apollome's Minion, what is up? Psychodorp 9! Roll Tide, Keely, Roll Tide! Project Story Time! Shockwave! Decepticons Cave of Villains! DJ Ronnie G! The Mad Dr. Adega Outlaw! Welcome to the Week in Review and Greetings program! Greetings one and all and welcome to the Week in Review. I'm your host, Stone Loki. Good morning, everybody. And as you may have noticed, the gentleman to my right is a little too hairy and a little too British to be the Rooster Day Bob. Good morning, my friend. How are you doing, Ryan?
Oh, I am doing well. And because I didn't want people to miss out on me laughing when you did reveal that intro, I had to unmute myself to laugh at what a blooper that was.
I don't know how that keeps happening.
It's because you have me on the show, and that's where bloopers come from. Yes. Hello, folks. I've de-aged about 35 years, I think. And yes, new voice, new background. I'm finally showing my face, and I have fled from the swamp wasteland that is Louisiana. And I've headed off to the swamp-filled lands of the South Wales valleys. So I hope you're all doing well. And it's very nice for Loki to have invited me onto the show. And I'll just fill in for Dave Bob when necessary.
And good morning, everybody. If I missed you this morning on the intro, it's a rather short intro. It's not as long as most of them. And, I was like going off about the fact that we showed a Christmas clip in November before December even got here. Mr. Tickle Trunk asks, how did Loki get Peter Jackson on the stream? It's a mystery.
I wish.
I wish. Mysteries. Our Darth Arlena says, imposter! I call foul. Thank you so much, Darth Arlena. And Psychodorp 9 with a $5 super chat says, okay, 23 degrees, blowing dust snow, hands up kilts, puts on pants, darn, hangs up kilts. I said hands up kilt. Ooh, hands up kilt. Thank you so much for that $5 super chat, Psychodorp 9. You guys keep the fires burning bright here on Valhalla, and Psychodorp 9, this one is just for you. Skull! From now on, every time I see that Vikings clip, I'm like, no, I'm not the Loki guy. I might be bald. I might have a beard, but Psychodorp 9 is the one that's like screaming at the beginning of that clip. He
Oh,
absolutely is. That is now Psychodorf 9's clip. So,
I had to hide myself temporarily because I had to plug in my battery cable because it wasn't charging when it's unplugged, folks. And if you've noticed, there's a green hue, which is right here. It's my green light that changes color. So I thought we'd have it on. So hopefully everyone's doing well as we look at the week in review. I mean, a lot has happened in the last week, Loki, especially with Warner Brothers. Talk about bleeding out financially, folks.
$1 billion a month. I can't begin to comprehend the waste of money. And you know what? They only have themselves to blame. They put on series after series that was losing money. They took this woke ideology and were like, you know what? We don't care who watches our stuff. We're going to pay all this money. We're going to do all this stuff. We don't care if anybody watches it. At the end of the day, it's all for representation. And David Zaslov went in and cleaned house and restructured the company because he had to revamp what was an absolute money sink. I mean, they were burning money like the Joker in Dark Knight. They were burning money. They were burning piles of money. And now it's even worse because people aren't ready to spend money. Not right now, not with the way the economy is, not with the way everything is in the environment. No one wants to spend the money. And they can't just keep flushing it down the toilet.
Well, as I was going to say in regards to the Joker, it's not about making money. It's about proving a point. And Warner Brothers have certainly proved a point that they have sacrificed a lot of their resources to an ideology, folks, that does not give a damn about them. In fact, it doesn't give a damn about anyone. But hopefully it can be salvaged. And yeah, they've got to cut costs. They've got to cut the fat off the meat before it's too late.
Imagine having okay, so you have this big multi-billion-dollar company, right? You have WB. And under that umbrella, you have a television studio, a television station called the CW that you have to pay someone to take off your hands. Usually that works the other way around. Usually someone comes to you and says, I'm interested in buying your studio. Here is my offer. You have to make an offer to get someone to take it off your hands because it is that much of a money sink. It is losing that much money. I cannot imagine being the CEO of a company and having to offer someone millions in cash to go, please take this off my hands.
Because it's bleeding everywhere. It's just bleeding hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars, the CW, because barely anything they have made, I think in the past half decade at least, maybe decade, has not made them any money. I mean, look at Batwoman, for goodness sake. It was so torturous, especially for Az, who had to cover it all, that he actually didn't shave his head, and you saw his hair. I was like, Az, my goodness, that show is driving you insane. Oh my.
So what do you do? What do you have to do? So he was talking about cutting various projects. Zaslov was talking about cutting projects. Batgirl, Full Frontal, Scoob, Holiday Haunt, and he explained content is the heart of everything we do, and we are invested at historic levels. It's no longer about how much, but how good. And ultimately, it is the consumer that tells us what's good. Holy shit! Where was this 5 years ago? Where was this 5 years ago when it was the goal and the desire of every company to shit on fans, all because Ryan Johnson started this whole thing where he goes, you know what? We're not going to give a shit about the fans. We're going to insult the fans. We're going to call the fans all these names because they don't like our products. And that's going to be our new way of doing things. That's going to be our new goal, is to shit all over the fan base. Where was this 5 years ago? Where it's like, you know what, we gotta make a profit on these characters. We have to make a profit off these shows. And if no one's watching and no one cares about them, why are we doing them? Thank you, David Zaslov, for finally fucking getting it and letting everybody know we have to make money. We are in the business of making money, not pandering and bending over every time a check mark goes, oh my God, you have to do this.
Well, I do believe that the pendulum is swinging and the tide is turning, folks. But from what I've seen over the past few years, the point of these companies wasn't to make money, in my view. The point of all these people who have infiltrated these companies is to basically have them go bankrupt. It's the only way to explain all of these projects and all of this overspending, even to this day with Rings of Power and Amazon. The point is to infiltrate these companies, spread the message. Those companies lose millions, and in Warner Brothers' case, billions, and those franchises go to hell, and part of the culture dies with it. Because we are in a pop culture war, which is part of a wider culture war. And that's what I think is happening. They're trying, these people, these lunatics who believe in woke ideology, are trying to destroy parts of Western culture so that young people younger than I'm in my early 20s, don't grow up being inspired by Batman or Superman or Spider-Man. They're reduced to being either villainous in some kind of way or jokes like Tom Hardy's Spider-Man, because he's always been the side character in most of his films, whether it's the first one with Tony Stark, the second one, I believe, with Dr. Mysterio, and then the third one with all the other Spider-Men and all the other villain cameos and things. So yeah, that's
so a couple really good comments here. Machini says, no, Loki, this crap started way before The Last Jedi. I would give it at least early 2015. Last Jedi is the big one. Yes. Yeah, Ghostbusters did it, but there wasn't this like we were saying something, but the normies weren't saying anything. I think Last Jedi really was the big awakening of even some of the normies were going, this is absolute shit.
Because
so Dean Krantz.
Go on.
Dean Krantz, 5 years ago, the economy was strong. The money lost was in the name of the message. And then Psychodorf 9, what if the point is the government bailouts? Government bailouts were paying a lot of money. They could get back money they spent almost immediately on the movies. Well, if this movie's going to cost $2 million and we're going to get $2 million from the government, let's get it over with. Let's get it done quick. No delays, no nothing. That's why some of the shit on Rust. That's why some of the shit happened on Rust. That's why the production was rushed. We got to get it over because we have to be on time because we're not putting any money into this. It's all government bailout money. That's why it had to be finished and it had to keep going, and there wasn't time to do a lot of stuff, and they didn't end up paying and putting the people in hotels there, and they were driving an hour and a half back and forth every day.
I'm live.
I'm not going to draw my...
Oh, go on.
No, go ahead.
I rebooked a book for my father so he can drive again, because once you reach a certain age in the UK, folks, you have to reapply to be able to drive in the UK because of all the accidents involving old people. So go on with Makini.
Makini draws with the $10 super chat, and you said it the right way. In terms of gaming, I saw the antagonism towards fans right at the cusp of the Mass Effect 3 ending controversy in 2012, which journalists went after fans and customers. This is predating GG. I would agree with that. The difference is that they took what we were saying and they tried to fix it as best they could.
Always twisting things, always changing things to suit their point of view.
The BioWare did their best to try and fix the mistake that was made.
Hmm.
They took responsibility. Did EGM or any of those other companies that were covering any of that? Yes, they blame the fans, but BioWare took responsibility and said, "Look, we put out a product that might not have been up to snuff at the end of the day. We're going to try and fix it." And they at least tried to fix it. Now they just abandon it and be done with it. Just look at Mass Effect Andromeda. They just abandoned it. They didn't go, well, we made something that didn't quite be up to snuff. They just abandoned it.
I mean, without the Mass Effect label, folks, I think Andromeda would have been a good game, but it's not really a Mass Effect game. There are no real payoffs to the choices that you make.
That's right.
But in regards to the ending of Mass Effect 3, they realized their mistake. I mean, they did so well with the original Mass Effect, and especially with Mass Effect 2. But I think they painted themselves into a corner with Mass Effect 3. How the hell are we going to end this great story? And they decided with that original ending, which I think came as a result of them not knowing what to do, in all honesty.
Well, it came down to pick your poison. At the end of the day, and that's what Chris Fisk says right here. They tried to fix it. Loki, they made a fourth option, purple. That was a huge middle finger to the people upset with the garbage RGB choice ending. And I agree. The RGB choice ending was crap. You should have ended it on your merits, not on what the hell choice you make at the very end of the game. It should have come down to who you are and who you played your character as. I completely
agree. They should have been like the ending with Mass Effect 2, because depending on what you do throughout the game, Shepard could well die, folks, if you don't make the right decisions and the right upgrades. But if you get them all correct, not only does he survive, but everyone survives, and you get the best ending. In fact, that should have been the model, in my view, for Mass Effect 3. Depending on your choices and your upgrades, not just for your ship, but for your fleet as well, that determines how many people live and how many die. And if too many die, ultimately Shepard dies. But if enough people survive, then Shepard survives.
And Makini says, and Andromeda was made by the branch that did the multiplayer for ME3 because the main BioWare team was working on Anthem, the Bob Dylan of gaming. And we all know how much of a success Anthem was. Yeah, no, absolutely. Makini.
It's just living proof, ladies and gentlemen, that role-playing game developers should never go anywhere near online or multiplayer development, because it's like a circle going into a square hole.
And June Wong says, I gotta ask, is there an adult parody titled As Effect? Yes, from my understanding, the chap that was in that is this big bald fellow, and he's got like a squishy face look on his face, and there's nothing but titties and ass. Titties and ass. Ass and titties. Ass and titties. Ass and titties. Titties and ass. So that is the story of As Effect. Yes. Fandom Menace parody titled As Effect. Yes. Oh yeah. Dag Outlaw says all I know is Resolution is the best ending. Oh, I love being shameless. You can hate me now. Yes.
It's nothing like self-promotion, ladies and gentlemen, and Daga's the best at it. Talk about a good writer, folks.
That's right. I can't wait to get my copy of Resolution, find out what happens in the end. Daryl the Derelict with the $10 super chat. Thank you, Daryl. Says Star Wars was and still is a spectacular movie because George Lucas had somebody to tell him no. Echo Chamber products are dodo. Thank you so very much, Daryl, for that $10 super chat. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. And this one is just for you, brother. Greetings, programs, and Skull! Mags, what is up, Mags? Good morning to Magitech, Mags. How are you doing? Gary Banjo Sandwich, Worthington. Good morning, Keely Chow. Good to see you, Southern Viking. How you doing? Jester of Sin. What is up, my friend? Chris Fisk, hello. Welcome to everybody coming in. Mr. Tickle Trunk says, if they did what Peter Jackson here is saying, they could have made new DLC for Mass Effect 1 and 2. We would go back to replay them to get the best ending in Mass Effect 3. Extended editions.
Oh, yes. Especially when you look at the Mass Effect trilogy, folks. It was first done by Microsoft Windows, and then they sold it to EA for some reason. So you really see a difference between the original and the two successors. I haven't played the new version because, well, I've played Mass Effect so often that you just get numb to it after a while. But I'm sure that the game can inspire future stories because it is so good, especially by today's standards. And maybe DC can make something inspired by Mass Effect, and that can make them a bunch of money.
God, you would think it would be possible. But I have no longer have any faith in EA and BioWare and any of those companies that continually shit on their fan base and use goodwill. You know how excited I was about Andromeda? You know how many times I checked that website and looked at the bonus stuff and was like, oh my God, it's BioWare, so of course I'm going to buy it, yada, 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 yada. And I mean, it was kind of like the cyberpunk of, kind of like the cyberpunk of the time. So, just no faith in anything they do. I don't care. Tomorrow up they were like, oh my God, Mass Effect's back. I don't care. I do not care. Do not screw with my goodwill. Why do I have a copy of God of War Ragnarok sitting in my PS5 waiting to go here in the next couple of days? Because Santa Monica Studios made an incredible game in God of War, and they have my goodwill. If you lose my goodwill, you better be prepared to work your ass off to get it back. Because saying, oh my God, we've got these new features and it's going to be great, just isn't going to do it.
We need more role-playing games that we were used to playing, back in the 2000s and early 2010s. We need more of that, to stop Generation Fortnite from swallowing us whole.
And Zaslov makes a really good point. Get back on the topic of Zaslov here really quick. He says, if a repeat of 2.5 Men or Big Bang Theory does 3 times the ratings of a brand new show or another season that we greenlit of a show that's costing us $7.5 million, we're going to cancel the show. He is talking about The Flash. He is talking about Batwoman. He's talking about these shows that have gone absolutely, totally down the gutter and are not making them any money. He says, then we're going to try and get another scripted series that has a chance to really deliver and delight and engage an audience. But we are being deliberate about measuring how these shows are doing. I have no problem with that.
Neither do I. It sounds very sensible. If a show can't even beat a damn rerun, folks, it's sinking. Because how long has a Big Bang Theory been around? My goodness.
He then finally said, we did not get rid of any shows that were helping us. And we got rid of those shows so that we could focus on producing new content that will help us. It's a business of failure. But we'd rather take that money and spend it again and have a chance of having a show that will engage and delight on either our traditional platforms or our subscription platforms. This is the way you run a company. You do not run it into the ground by spending millions and millions and millions of dollars on a show no one gives a shit about and no one's watching. As said it time and time again, every ratings. Oh, look, Batwoman dipped again. Oh, look, it's in the toilet again. Oh my God, how bad is it going to get? Is anybody left watching? Oh, under 10,000 people watched the latest episode of Batwoman. Who was watching it and who gave a shit? Who went out and bought the Batwoman toys? Let me ask you that. Who went out and bought, were there Batwoman toys? I remember seeing Batwoman masks. I remember seeing them like 10 a rod at the local Walmart. So you'd have a whole wall of Batwoman masks that just sat there. Who the fuck's buying it? Who the hell's buying it? The boys? This was in the boys section. What boy's going to be like, oh my God, I want the Batwoman mask with the red wig. Oh my God. Mama, will you get me the Batwoman mask with the red wig? And somewhere out there, somebody right now is saying, well, my little one might want that. Well, you should slap the shit out of them.
It's what happens when you put them into American state schools in the 2020s, folks. They end up buying Batwoman costumes. Oh dear.
And I couldn't either. Shockwave. I never. I think I might have watched all of 2 or 3 episodes of Big Bang Theory. I just didn't care. I didn't give a shit. It wasn't my show. So I didn't give a shit. I didn't watch it. Everybody was going nuts about it. Oh my God, you didn't watch the latest Big Bang Theory? They were talking about Star Trek. Great. I'm glad. Oh my God, this person dressed up as this and this person dressed up as that. Oh, great. Great. And they were total dickheads about the whole thing. So
how the establishment sees nerds, basically. That's the Big Bang Theory, folks.
Chris Purge, I can tell you one thing. 0 little girls dressed as Batwoman for Halloween.
I can understand that.
So who are they selling it to? Who are they selling it to? Who are they trying to sell the series to? The LGBTQ plus community? They hated it too. Jesus, they didn't like it either.
This is patronizing. It really is. It's like you're making a caricature of this community. Of course they're going to see it as patronizing. Who wouldn't? If someone like with the Big Bang Theory, it's an establishment caricature of nerd culture. Now some people loved it, and some people didn't like it because they thought it was patronizing. Of course, Batwoman, it just bled money. Even in the first season, and then the second season, they doubled down to a different character who was a crook, who basically found the suit and said, "I'm Batwoman now." What a joke. It's just a big joke. Oh, and speaking of jokes, Liam Hemsworth as the Witcher.
Oh, and we're going to get to that just after this. DJ Ronnie G with $2 super chat says, IT crowd is superior, or the IT crowd is superior to Big Bang Theory. Absolutely, DJ Ronnie G. Thank you for the $2 super chat, brother. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla, and this one is just for you, DJ Ronnie G. Skol!
A dollar? I've never seen a dollar. Nobody's got a dollar. Let us see the dollar. There it is. It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill. Gesture of Sin with 2 years of membership, 26 months as Loki's Army, says Big Bang Theory is and always was the worst thing to ever happen to nerd culture. All that show does is mock us, shine lights in our dark
Faces?
little, yeah. Yep.
I was just guessing because the sentence ended.
I think he ran out of room.
Oh,
But yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. Stargirl is canceled.
oh,
Wow. From what I understood, at least the first season, because I haven't talked to 24 about it since I talked about the first season. He said the first season was good. So I watched, I think, the first 2 episodes, and then I was out. But he said the first season was good. I should have kept watching it. So Orville Nation with the $2 super chat says, "Good to see Ryan." Thank you so
Good
much,
to be
PJ.
here.
PJ is so awesome, guys. If you aren't subscribed to Orville Nation, guys, go and check him out. PJ is the absolute best. Absolutely awesome guy. Encourages creators so much. Backs them up. So, brother, this one is just for you. We'll give you a little Fanta this morning for Mexican Iron Man. Skol! Wanna Panta? Don't you wanna Panta? Don't you wanna Mexican Iron Man wants a Panta? Wanna Panta? Don't you wanna Panta? Mexican Iron Man wants a Panta. Ah! So good morning, PJ. Thank you. Stargirl declined a lot in season 2. Gotcha.
That is understandable, especially the way modern series are being released. It's like they're all bloody not network. They're all Netflix shows. Oh, they're good. They're good on the first season, but then subsequent seasons. So yeah.
So the next topic we've got is part of an article over at Bounding into Comics. I'm going to share this. Spencer Bakuli is the guy who wrote this article. So give me just a second.
That's an exotic name, folks, but the United States is a very exotic place. You got all sorts of people there.
That bitch went after our boy, Henry Cavill, and called him, oh my God, it's like he's problematic. We've talked about problematic before, ladies and gentlemen. An apparent bid to retain her relevance following the collapse of G4's recent revival attempt, which she caused. Former network host Indiana Frost Black has attempted and failed to frame former Netflix's The Witcher star Henry Cavill as problematic. After 3 seasons of watching Netflix, Butcher author, I can never say his name, Andrzej Zaslov,
I think that's how you say it.
Original work, Cavill announced his exit from the streaming giant's live-action adaptation of The Witcher, which we'll cover here shortly, folks. Taking to his personal Instagram account, the Superman actor informed fans, my journey as Geralt of Rivia has been filled with both monsters and adventures, and alas, I will be laying down my medallion and my swords for season 4. In my stead, the fantastic Mr. Liam Hemsworth will be taking up the mantle of the White Wolf. He then revealed, as with the greatest of literary characters, I pass the torch with reverence for the time spent embodying Geralt and enthusiasm to see Liam's take on the most fascinating and nuanced of men. Bravo, sir. Bravo, because you know what? I shouldn't joke about that and do the ums and all that. Liam's a fine actor. That hurt to say. Concluding his post with a well wish for the Hunger Games star, Cavill asserted, Liam, good sir, this character has such a wonderful depth to him. Enjoy diving in and seeing what you can find. And there he is, sword in hand. I'm going to cut me some monsters apart. While many met this news with a mixture of emotions ranging from regret towards the wasted potential of his casting to relief that the actor no longer had to work with such bastardized material, Frosk saw an opportunity to virtue signal. Oh my God, like Henry Cavill said some very questionable things around #MeToo and dated a 19-year-old as a 30+. Seeing people throw themselves at his feet for The Witcher is so weird. The show is whatever at best. Cut! Oh, excuse me. No. Awful. Oh my God.
Talk about a face, folks, that could crack 1,000 mirrors at once. I mean, I'm not the prettiest looking person in the world, folks, but have you seen this lady? I mean, she's supposed to attract people and then have grounded conversations in regards to popular culture, games, television shows, that sort of thing. No wonder she caused the collapse of G4. She's such an unlikable figure. I called her Frosty Foreskin, just to take the mick out of her.
Oh my.
Because of her name is Froskarin, so I thought Frosty Foreskin. That's like an abbreviation. Frosk.
Yeah, but there's something.
Unfortunately, it didn't take off.
There's something there's things you can do with foreskin. There's not things you can do with Frosk. It's just she's just worthless. Worthless cunt. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just having a bad case of fucking cunt this morning. Wow. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. It's just one of those mornings.
Oh dear.
If you're Jewish, then Proskin takes off.
True. True. It is very
Good one,
true.
man, Squatch. Good one. I can't stand this fucking cunt. Frost mention of Cavill's questionable #MeToo comments is a reference to an interview the actor gave to GQ Australia in 2018. Asked by the publication for his thoughts on the movement, Cavill asserted, "Stuff has to change, obviously," before briefly pausing and subsequently adding, "But there's something wonderful about a man chasing a woman." I have absolutely no issue with that. As long as he's not trying to do her harm, there's nothing wrong with that statement at all. Mocking draws a $5 super chat. She also claims she's the Brad Pitt of lesbians. Stinky
Good.
Oh. Oh, fish taco. I'm sorry.
Henry Cavill, basically, folks, he is the ideal for what every strong, intelligent, and courageous man should be. He's very well grounded. He's very handsome. He's very strong, but he's also very likable as well. Someone who should, in my view, inspire people to become actors and entertainers. Whereas Frosty Foreskin inspires the people to be decadent and corrupt to the point where it looks like her face is melting off. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Machini, this one's just for you, brother. Skull! Jester of Stin says if Frosk stayed off social media for the next 5 years, and if she could come back with a better attitude, I think the internet could forgive her. We love a redemption arc. The internet never forgets, though. I don't know if anyone could stand the fish taco. Oh, man. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. I just keep doing that. Fucking cunt. Oh, wow. Hot waffle. Oh, man. It just keeps coming, unlike Frosk.
Frosk is, folks, if you want to see someone who has basically been hijacked and brainwashed by agenda, political correctness, social justice, identity politics, it literally degrades a human being. You can see this in the activists, and you can see it with her. That's why I say they're so mental that all of the chemicals come out of their brain, and that's how all their hair is dyed. Of course, it's kind of like a joke of mine. But yeah, it literally, it makes people insane, and she is mental. Hopefully she can get some mental health treatment and return and be a positive voice for making pop culture great again. But I don't see that happening.
Are you saying that she's a sociopath?
Oh, yes. Without question.
Fucking cunt. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. She's a proponent for cancel culture and should suffer the consequences. And yeah. Oh, yeah. How do I feel about her? Fucking cunt. Hot wobble. That's how I feel about her. I don't know. Yeah. It's not like, I try and hide how I feel about her.
Well, you had Frosk on the show, Loki, and I must say, during that appearance, she looked very attractive. But,
yeah, she just needed a good dicking down, like Ptolemy says right here. She needs a good fucking. Oh yeah, needs a good dicking down.
Oh my!
Yeah.
But apart from that appearance on your show, she just looks. She looks, sounds, and behaves in a way that is unwomanly. And that's why she calls herself the Brad Pitt of lesbians, because she does all of that stuff.
I'd rather sleep with Brad Pitt. And I'm a straight male. Oh my God, no. Sorry, bitch. Ain't happening. Magitech Mags with a 6-month member chat. She's a member of Loki's army. Amazing how Tolkien's Smeagol character was written ahead of this time. Ideology turns these SJWs into Smeagols. I would agree with that.
Absolutely.
I would agree with that. Soul Assassin says, that's a woman? Oh my God.
Yes. Well, of course, it doesn't identify as a woman because, based on their ideology, Loki, it's all on a spectrum. By our sane outlook, Frosk is a woman, but by its identification, it could be anything, everything, and none of those things all at the same time because it's all on a spectrum. Ooh.
And I tell you what, I tell you what, I'm glad that I'm really glad that she's lesbian because my God, no guy would want to stick his dick in that. And if she wasn't, that's all we would hear about. Why don't men like me? I'm pretty too. No, you're not, bitch. Nah. Mm-mm.
Probably why she decided to become a man.
Oh. Frost pronouns, she, her, penis, stroll. Yeah, I bet. Yes. Yes.
Oh.
Low-key, put a flag over her and do her for freedom. Dude, I don't know. The smell. You know, I could brown bag it, but then there's the smell you got to deal with. And it's just like, yeah, how long has it been since she's bathed?
Send her to the Russians, like that WNBA player. Just send her to the Russians. They'll deal with her. And probably put her in a man's prison just for good measure, too.
And the Rooster Dave Bob says, sorry I couldn't be there this morning. Not feeling great. Listening, and we love you, brother.
Mm-hmm.
We love you. Relax, and have a good morning. And we'll see you next week, brother. Thank you for listening in. The Rooster Dave Bob, ladies and gentlemen. Loki going savage on that Tumblerina. Yeah, fuck her. God. Ugh. I don't even think I could do it with anything over. I don't know. The smell is just like, what's that? What the hell is that smell? Smells like something died. Yeah, no. Psychodor 9 with a $2 super chat. Thank you, brother. Never bed crazy. It follows you home. And that's what the whole Coyote Ugly thing was always about gnawing your own arm off. And thank you so much for that $2 super chat. Psychodorf 9. We're going to go a little old school. Skull!
God, I want to punch an old woman in the face!
Yes! And there you go. Psychodorf 9.
It's very interesting you bring that up because I saw a picture of Az on Twitter, Loki, and I saw him and I thought, does Az look a little older? And then I put that in a comment, and he said, dude, I'm nearly 50. I was like, what? You're nearly 50? I thought he was in his early to mid 40s. I didn't know he was close to 50. My goodness. But it's the first time, Loki, I've ever had a laughing fit because of a tweet. So that's how good of a guy Az is at making people laugh and smile.
I had a good laugh. I had a good laugh at a meme tweet. It was a meme tweet yesterday. Nancy Pelosi was making a phone call, and she called Hillary Clinton. Nancy said, "I need your help," and Hillary said, "What can I do for you?" And she said, "My husband knows too much." And Hillary said, "Understood." Henry would continue and say, I think a woman should be wooed and chased, but maybe I'm old-fashioned for thinking that. It's very difficult to do that if there are certain rules in place, because then it's like, well, I don't want to go up and talk to her because I'm going to be called a rapist or something. Exactly. Now, he posited, now you really can't pursue someone further than, no, it's like, okay, cool, but then there's the, oh, why'd you give up? And it's like, well, because I didn't want to go to fucking jail. Yeah. Meanwhile, her mention of him having dated a 19-year-old refers to Cavill's ex-girlfriend, Tara King, a British woman with whom he shared a brief relationship with between 2015 and 2016. While Frosk, oh my God, there's a damn ad!
All you need is to put an I in the middle of ad, folks, and put an S on the end, and that's what you're dealing with.
Wow. As someone who is 31, I can't imagine ever dating a teenager, she said. We are in vastly different life stages, so while it may be legal, most of those relationships are pretty icky. Oh my God. Oh my God, you're icky. You're
Why
not
the
doing it
hell?
right.
I mean, talk about morality. This woman has no sense of reality or morality. So why is she being a moral purist in regards to a 19-year-old being with someone in their early 30s when in the 50s and 60s, what she was doing right now would be criminal? So if we were moral purists back then, Loki, she wouldn't be allowed to express herself in the way she is, because she'd be in the damn slammer for it. So talk about a moral hypocrisy. Self-righteous hypocrites, the lot of them.
And one of her own supporters, this guy supports her, says, just FYI, I follow you because I support you. I admired your rant. And I think a lot of people totally missed your point. The same way I support you, I support a man that was in a loving, consensual relationship with another adult. I don't understand the point of your tweet.
Hopefully we can give him some red pills and he can wake up to the madness
And
that
this
he
right
is
here.
supporting.
And this right here. Cavill is akin to a predator.
Look, if she was like 16, she would have a debatable point because the 16-year-old was British. Now, in the UK, consent is at 16, whereas in the US, it's 18. So maybe she would have a point of debate. But the girl was 19 years old. That is perfectly legal. And under our systems, both American and British, legality is the foundation for morality, whether you like it or not. And there are plenty of laws, Loki, in both the US and the UK, which I don't think are the most moral, but it is what it is. He's done nothing wrong legally and therefore morally. So Frost can go, she can go fish for all I care.
And McKinney draws with a $10 super chat. And we'll get to that tweet in just a second, because that is severely important to me. Says McKinney draws with $10 super chat. God, can I get the super chat up here? Holy shit. I don't know why I didn't click on it. Also, it's very telling if Frost is going after Cavill for dating a 19-year-old because she can't get any at that age and probably is okay with child gender altercations. Thank you so very much, Makini, for that $10 super chat, brother. You guys keep the fires burning bright, and you are absolutely right. Haha, see what I did there? Skull! Okay, so let's read this tweet. I'm not saying there is an issue with age gaps. I'm 31 and would not date a 19-year-old. There can be issues in relationships far worse than age is equal. There can be loving relationships with age gaps. I just thought it was weird to jump on with no evidence. And then she's like, here are his comments. Oh my God.
It's just, in my point of view in regards to age gaps, folks, is that if it's like extreme, it's sort of, that's very
here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the heart of this entire problem. If I have to read another article praising him for being a true gamer, I'm going to lose it.
He's a purist, ladies and gentlemen.
What a jealous cunt. I'm not even going to cough when I say it. What a jealous cunt.
My goodness.
And then she goes after Gina Carano. She's going after Gina. Oh, what do you guys think? Let us know. Let us know here in chat what you guys think about this horrid cunt trying to go after Henry Cavill, because, yeah. Real gentlemen never let chivalry die. Go ahead. Go ahead, Ryan.
Well, I was going to say, she sank one ship, G4, to get all the fishes, and now she's trying to sink more ships to get more fishes. That's why she stinks, folks, because she's after that fish. She is like a cat trying to sink ships to get the fish. So
that's right.
Yeah.
And that's what these people do. That's what they do. That is how they make a living. They destroy things and they make money and then they move on to the next. These people are fucking termites. Frosk is a fucking termite. That is what these people are. That is what they do. That is how these SJWs function. They come into the company. They eat the heart out of it. They remove everything everybody loves. And then they take off with their fucking paycheck because they're done. That's exactly what she's done with G4. That is exactly what is going on with these other people. This has been going on for years. You want to talk about Gamergate? You want to talk about the shit that's come out of Gamergate? Oh my God, this can be totally blamed on Gamergate. No, all these fucking twat waffles that run around talking about inclusion and all this other bullshit that ruin these companies. We talked about BioWare and Mass Effect earlier. Does anybody not remember Kotaku going to BioWare saying, no, you can't do the game like this. You can't do Mass Effect 3 like this. You have to do this and this and this. Trying to convince them to fuck over the fan base and that would make them an unforgettable game. Well, yeah, we're still talking about Mass Effect 3, but it's all fucking negative.
Exactly.
And look at Andromeda. They were like,
well, if making a piece of shit game really gets you money, well, then let's make just a whole game that's just a giant flying turd.
No one trusts these people anymore.
And trust is vital. And I'd like to thank Mark the Infinitely Tired for pointing out the age of consent laws in the United States vary from state to state.
That's
right. In the UK, it's fixed, because I know Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, they have their own separate assemblies, but for most of our laws, we are United Kingdom. So thanks for that. So you were saying, my good man?
Oh, I don't even know where I was at.
Fucking you were on fire
Frosk eating companies. Yeah. Consumer uprising that advocated for transparency and accountability in the video games journalism industries. They all can suck it. All of them. All of them. I'm so sick of this bullshit. I want a good game. People want good games. People want good content. People want good media. That's what they want. That is what they want. And guess what? Most of the generation that's coming up, they don't want to do any of that shit. They just want to be on social media. So you're gonna have a whole new set, and there's going to be a flood, ladies and gentlemen. It is coming. If you think it was amazing how many content creators we got during the pandemic when people are at home, you ain't seen nothing yet. Because all these kids want to be content creators. They want to be social media experts. They want to be gamers. And that's all they care about. So the only people that are going to be playing video games in this next generation are the people that are going to be doing it on social media platforms. And they're going to want good games. They don't want shit that is buggy as shit that fails miserably. They want good content. That's what they want. Is there a place for B-level games? Sure there are. There's all kinds of shit. I've got a whole list of B-level games in my Steam account right now. We're talking B-level media. There's all kinds of shit in here. ActRaiser, Renaissance. That's not AAA fucking game. Another World, the Anniversary Edition, Baldur's Gate, Dark Alliance, and Dark Alliance 2, Battlestar Galactica Deadlock. I've got a list. Carrion is one of the best B games I've ever played. One of the best B-level games I've ever played. There's a ton of content that's not AAA, but it's made with care.
Exactly.
It is made with care. Yes, we absolutely positively need more of it. Yes, I played Deadlock Friday State, but right now I'm completely absorbed with the pre-alpha of Sins of Solar Empire 2. Yes, I am playing that. So I'm playing the shit out of that. Even though I've only got like half the ship list for the TEC at the moment, and that's all you get. I'm still playing the shit out of Sins of Solar Empire 2. So Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 rock. Yes, absolutely they do. Absolutely. So we got one last thing to go over really quick before we get out of here. Of course, Henry Cavill leaves The Witcher. He says, my journal as Geralt of Rivia has been filled with monsters and adventures, and alas, I will be laying down my bion. We said that earlier. Fantastic Liam Hemsworth. But here's the thing. Cavill said multiple times, as long as they are truthful, as long as they stick to the lore and they're honest with it, I will continue to play Geralt of Rivia. This is his decision to leave. He wasn't forced out. He wasn't asked to leave. This was his decision. So it comes down to they weren't being true to the lore, and they weren't. Season 1 was absolutely brilliant. Season 2 sucked the sweat up a dead dog's balls. We haven't seen season 3 yet, but he won't be in season 4. So at a time when they are rebooting the video games, they're going to be rebooting the character on Netflix's series as well.
Witcher goes the way of Rings of Power, folks. With Liam Hemsworth as the new face. Talk about a career upgrade. And that's a very interesting idea, Soul Assassin. But don't you want another Superman movie?
Oh yeah, we're gonna get a couple. It's really interesting too, because there was a gentleman that was kind of heckling clobbering times on our round table the other night.
Oh,
Zaslov said there hadn't been a Superman movie since 2009.
really?
That means that he's not taking Man of Steel into account as a Superman movie.
Oh, right. Wow. I think it is.
So either he was not thinking of Man of Steel, or he does not consider Man of Steel a Superman movie.
I'm sure it is.
Oh, and Yadega, dude, you're not the only one. You're not the only one. I was jumping up and down that first season. I bought the vinyl for I've got the milk vinyl for season 1, the white vinyl.
Wow.
I love that season. Toss a coin. I immediately wanted toss a coin to your Witcher.
That's the best thing to come out of it is just that song. Just put that song in the game and it'll be wonderful. Although, folks, given how CD Projekt Red have been going recently, I don't think you want a Witcher 4 or a reboot of The Witcher as a game. Stick with The Witcher 3.
So he's out. He's out. Someone was heckling Clobby. Dang, Clobby would probably kick that person's ass. He almost did. After the show, he was like, if he was on my show, I would have told him go F himself and kicked him out. I'm like, okay. I love you, brother. I was like, if you want to do that, if you want to go off on him, it's your choice. He says, no, I don't want to. It's your show. And I was like, okay. All right. I enjoy Dan Vasquez's version of Toss a Coin to Your Witcher. Nice.
Very talented. And it shot him up, folks, as a creator. As far as I'm aware, it's his most viewed cover. And talk about a man who deserves to be a rising star, as well as a rising star who made it. And hopefully he goes from the hundreds of thousands to the millions. Fingers crossed.
Yep, that's right. And Chris Persia says Zaslov is correct. Man of Steel was not a Superman movie. Think about it. The name Superman was not attached to the title of Man of Steel. It's true. It's very true. Ryan, do you have anything coming up that you would like to share with us before we get out of here this morning?
Well, I'm not planning on making any videos today. Friday is sort of my relaxing day. But over the next few days and weeks, there will be more episodes of Rising Stars, as well as suggestion videos too, as well as a few more episodes of Reality Based with guests such as Jacob Ironside. And I have to... Let me just check my schedule so I can tell you. There we go.
Ryan's always got everything written down, ladies and gentlemen. Never forget he has dossiers and files on all of us.
Oh. Jacob Ironside on the 8th of November. Snowdub on November the 14th.
Nice.
T-shirted Historian on November the 15th. The Ginger Ninja on November the 16th. Magitech Mags on November the 21st.
Nice,
and
Mags.
Paul at the Star Wars Guys on November the 23rd. We will be
Paul's a
having
great
Pops
guy.
back as well, but that's in early December. So yes, I'm much better as a creator when I'm reading from a piece of paper.
Paul
much
is
more
such
direct.
a great guy.
much
You're
more-
really gonna like Paul.
Oh yes. Mm.
Paul's such
Very
a great guy.
wholesome.
They're all great. All great. Mags
Oh, yeah,
is
sure.
absolutely wonderful. I've got to catch that. Mags is absolutely wonderful. Any chance to get to see her on the channel. Snowed Up too. Snowed Up. The more people Snowed Up networks with and works with, the better. So,
Jester, you do have a file. You're Fat Steven Seagal's wingman for Fortnite streams. And I think he's based in the UK, if I remember. I better double check. But yeah, it's all on the public record. I'm not the NSA. I don't hack into your stuff.
Mark Dampley Tire says no file on me.
Uh,
Ryan is secretly MI6, the MI6 of YouTube. Yes, absolutely. Magitech Mags. Oh, thank you, Mags. Love you too.
Lovely lady. She looks like that blonde doctor from Star Trek Picard, but Magitech Mags is the nicer version of that lady who was given a pill by the Romulans and then frothed at the mouth for some reason.
Yeah. Darth Arlena, a file? Oh yeah, he's got files on people. Only an NSA agent would say there's not an NSA. All right, guys, we're out of here. Take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak, friend, enter, and we'll see you on the Late Show tonight without Mexican Iron Man. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.